For everyone that hasn't been living under a rock, you've probably seen that I've done a lot of vibe coding, and you have probably been doing so too. So today, from the rooftop out here in nice sunny Miami, we're going to do some vibe coding, and we're trying a new tool today. We're going to try out MGX. Apparently, this is the new AI tool that can do everything. It's better than Replit, Lovable, Cursor, and all of the others. Apparently, we don't know yet. So we're going to try it out. I already have a little project ready, and what's really wild is during this, we're going to go through it live. So you're going to see exactly how long it takes. You're going to see some tips and tricks, what we can do, what we can't do, and if it gives us what we're looking for. I haven't signed up yet, so we're going to start with that right away. Maybe we don't even need to sign up. I love this, actually. I love coming to a product and all we need to do is type into the chat. So we're going to go look for our files, and then we're going to type in the prompt here that we need right away. So I already had a chat open here. Domain is going to be luxurytravelspots.com. We already picked that out. What we want to do here is a simple directory / luxury travel blog website. We already did some research. I have this chat open here. This is already all figured out. So we're just going to take all of this, and we're going to bring it over to MGX. We're going to say, hey, I want you to create a website, and we're going to see what we get initially by doing this. We're just going to copy this. We're going to go over here. I would like. So this is not a perfect prompt. Usually you can do a little better, but let's see. I guess it's asking me to upgrade. I don't really like that it's already asking me what LLM I want to use, because I don't know. I don't code. I want this tool to do everything for me, which is apparently what they promise, right? So we have different agents. I love it how they named them. We have Mike, Emma, product manager, Bob, architect, Alex, engineer, David. That's kind of cool. If you guys have used Replit, Lovable, Bolt, Cursor, any of these before, you have one agent and that agent does everything for you. And the issue that we've had many times with other tools is when you get complex and you're not a technical architect, you get caught up a lot on it's just creating service after service after file, and it's getting lost. So hopefully with MGX, we're not going to experience this, because we're going to have Bob who's going to control this and manage the architecture for us. Okay, so what do you need from me? Okay, PRD. Cool. So Emma is still creating the PRD. That's good. I like that. So for everyone that just, I already came with structured, or it wasn't perfect, right? But we already came with quite a lot of information. So now Emma is going to go and she's going to create a PRD, which stands for product requirements document. And it looks good so far. And now it's doing all the research. Interesting. So it's finding CMS. You're going to get a lot of AI bullshit in there if it's doing all of that, eh? I mean, it's useful, but we don't want to use HubSpot or WordPress. Honestly, this is where I think this might not be as good as it seems. Is it using Replit or even Bolt or Cursor would have already immediately went into the React app kind of situation. And hey, who knows? Let's see what happens. Luxury travel, website design. But generally it's good, right? If you're planning a proper project, you would want to do all of the research upfront, right? So I like that MGX is doing all of the research properly. I guess it's using GPT-4 or something like that. And it's mapping user stories, competitive analysis. I really like that. It's actually kind of cool. Quant chart, competitive quant chart, visually stunning, responsive website. Pretty extensive. I'm assuming this is going to be expensive once I start paying for this tool. But hey, AI resources are going down by the time, so we're probably going to be good. So it did that. Took a couple minutes to complete the PRD. Now what do we have? Working on a summary. I love this. Look at this, guys. Team lead Mike is taking over. Bob, please design the software architecture for the luxury travel files website based on the PRD Emma has created. What I'm trying to figure out though is if I can intervene. Oh, okay. So they're going to use React and Tailwind. I'm not surprised. Once Bob completes the system design, Alex will begin development of the actual website. The development will proceed according to your requirements. Would you like me to share any specific aspects of? No, you guys keep doing your thing, I guess. So now we have Mike is in charge. He gave Bob, the architect, Emma's PRD. And now Bob is mapping out the architecture. He's already putting in a lot of APIs and systems. He's talking about Google Maps API and all of this. It's already super complicated. I don't think we need all of that. But hey, let's see where we get with this one-shot prompt. Would be pretty impressive. So what Replit did really well in its second agent now with Claude 3.7 is they really focused on the design. Some prompts that they're giving it at the beginning can really help you one-shot a beautiful website which are doing really well. However, that's where it stops. As soon as you want to change things around, integrate images, add a CMS, the AI gets very caught up. And what it doesn't do so well is the architecture. So the agent will quickly get caught up, will create a bunch of additional services that you don't need. And whenever it gets stuck, it will try to fix it itself, which means it will be like, hey, let me create a test file. Let me use dummy data. And suddenly you have all this AI code, all these services, all this dummy data, everything that you didn't need. And you're like, hey, I didn't even want this. Let's go back. Let's do it again. And it will just create it again, but it will forget to delete all the files properly and the references. So then what happens is once you start, prompting and your app gets more complex and your code gets more complex, you need to dig into it and really understand what you're doing, or pay someone to understand what you're doing. So I'm hoping MGX is going to be able to manage all of this on its own. Let's see. Would you like to review any specific? No, go ahead. So Alex is the engineer on our team right now, and he's going to take care of, I guess, the code, writing the code. I'm really curious to see how the design turns out. Anyway, back to Replit. These guys, they mastered design, definitely the one-shot prompt. So I'm really curious to see how this initial design will look like, because I didn't give it any images. I only gave it a ChatGPT prompt. So based on my prompt, we would need to now have a luxury travel blog, luxury look and feel. And I'm very curious to see if Alex will get this the first time on. If not, we can fix it. So just looking at the video time, we're now 15 minutes into this process. I think Replit and Bolt would usually be a little bit faster, but who knows, maybe this is better, more quality. If you're doing this, you can always have multiple tabs open. You can continue your work somewhere else. And then you have your entire team, Mike, Emma, Bob, and Alex, coding your website for you. Who would have known? 2025, we get a bunch of stuff done. Any case, this might be a good place to talk about how easy it is to build a new product, like a website, travel blog, or anything really. However, how hard it is to get attention. Attention meaning people that know that you exist, or your travel blog, for that way of saying it exists. You need to do SEO, you need to do social media marketing, you need to run ads, and all of these things, they require a different skill set. It's getting harder and harder to get more people to know that you exist, get more traffic, leads, people to come to your product, and to build trust with people so that they trust you and your product. If there's 200,000 travel blogs out there, why should they read yours? So there needs to be more differentiators as well when you're creating content. Using AI is always good, but building your personality. Maybe you want to add some YouTube videos, some Instagram, social media. I know everyone's talking about faceless channels here and there, but if you feel comfortable going in front of the camera, that's probably the best thing you can do for your business, or your businesses, for the matter of fact, whichever endeavors you try to build and grow. Okay, so now we're out of quota for whatever reason. That didn't even allow us to do an initial fucking test. Pretty disappointed we're not able to this first test. Okay, so we gave it another boost. We paid for the subscription, so we should be good to go. Alex, continue to work. Now we paid $20 for a tool. We don't even know if it will give us anything useful at all yet. You think it was worth it? If you're enjoying this content so far, go hit the follow button. I'm going to be reviewing all of these tools. I'll be posting tips and tricks and everything you need to know about vibe coding as a non-technical individual, as a business owner, thanks to running your businesses. What can you do to build other products, but more importantly, how to market them, how to get more traffic, leads, and sales by doing SEO, by doing digital marketing, or running ads to get more people to know that you exist. I don't even want to imagine these days where somebody had to write out line by line of all of this HTML and CSS. Must have been painstaking. If you're a developer and you've been doing this manually before the times of AI, please tell me, explain that world to me. This is crazy. But then again, a project like this probably took weeks, months to complete. During my corporate career, we sold websites like this to enterprise clients, and we'd charge anywhere from at least 50 to 100K at minimum. And now you can sit down here on the rooftop on a weekend, on a Saturday, and you can just pump out an entire website. Well, we'll see what we get. So this is by far the tool that has taken the longest to get anything done. We're now over 30 minutes in total. Now it seems like Alex is getting hung up already. This is kind of disappointing because we now waited for so long to get to this point, and now we don't even know, will he ever finish the product the way we wanted it to be? It looks like we're still fixing some parsing issues, which is normal. We'll always get a couple of bugs, and then usually we'll go and fix those. I also like the fact that it looks like the dev can go in and fix things within the file. Some of the apps like Bolt and Replit, they will go in and they will rewrite entire files and the services if they see something that is wrong. Congratulations, you've completed the app generation. Overall, not bad. It's kind of disappointing that it didn't manage to put any images in. But what I like is it did a bunch of work, which Replit does not do. So it has already these blog pages done, destinations. You can click on all of them. That works. The other apps will not get this in one go. It's really sad that it doesn't have the images. It already has single pages. Looks like the URL structure is also kind of good. Book now, what we loved. There's a little bit of information already. Talk about check availability, terms of service, privacy policy. Okay, could have done that, but hey, our story, team. I don't like the design, but I guess maybe that was in the prompt that I've given it with ChatGPT. So pros, definitely cool that it can do a little bit more complex situation. There's already our Instagram account. Excellent. Very cool. It didn't get any images in here. Not sure why, where it tried to import these images, but it's cool that a lot of it already works. And there's an example, Carbone, Miami, no images, but hey, it's expensive. If you like this to follow, give it a like, leave it in the comments which vibe coding tool you want me to try next, which one you like the most, or where you're running into issues. And then I'm gonna try to tweak this app a little bit and see where we can go in the next one.